trading with at the moment. Uh-oh. I guess I had my volume turned down on my microphone. Didn't realize it. So, sorry about that. YouTube. You must have had some pretty good sessions, Nick. Would you make $1,000 on 2 accounts? And this is actually my second entry on this. I actually got long up there. I wasn't sure. I got long on this candle here and just took like 5 or 10 points and then shut it down. I wasn't sure if we were going to continue lower. I don't know. I just wasn't sure if we would get through this. I'm still not sure if we're going to get through the 40s here. If we can make it through the 40s, man, we should get a nice push. I mean, next resistance is all the way back down at 180. So we'll just see what happens. Or if I get an opportunity to add back into this, I will do that too. I'm hoping it's one of these nights, man. We just continue selling and selling all the way down, SB. Let's see here. Like I said, we could get stuck here at the 40s because there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 5-minute candles here. So I think it's going to take a little bit to get through this. Man, I wish I would have been short on this pullback here, but the time I got in here and looked at charts, we were already kind of just getting past the 380s to 370s. So we were pretty late to the party here. Not sure if Methodical is streaming tonight. He did send me a really wild looking picture that my eyes were blinded by the light. You made 400 on that dip. Nice. We could get a pullback to 66. So I'm not even gonna, like I said, I'm gonna see if I can add to this if we get the pullback. I just got to be aware in 10 minutes at the top of the hour because I do not want to be, don't want to be adding too much in at the top of the hour. Yeah, man, if we can break this here, get through all this, man, we should get a nice push. 75, 78. I like that short as long as it stays below 79. Needs to kind of stay around that 79 area. I might need to update my levels. You can see we hit the 79 multiple times. So we'll see what happens with the ES if you're trading the ES today. This is actually my second entry. Like I said, the first entry, we only took 5 points. I think 5 or 10 points out of it. We didn't take a whole lot. We're halfway from our normal goal. Usually we try to make $100 on these evals in the evening. So we're sitting at about 60 bucks right now. So hopefully next week we can start working on our third elusive funded. We don't have elusive, not elusive funded, but elusive eval. So we have 2 elusive fundeds. We've been just looking for small profit on ours, Nick. I think I took a loss my first day, but I think right now we're up like a little over 100 bucks. So still a long ways to go. So yeah, we only got 104 and 117 in our funded accounts. I haven't really had a lot of accounts with elusive. I think this is my number 4, number 3 funded account. And I would have to see how many evals we had. I don't think we've had very many evals either. I know we haven't blown a lot of accounts with them or anything. Woohoo! Nice. If I can make a solid 2.5 to 5K a week, I'll be content. Woo! That's a good for anybody, man. If you're making that a week and off trading. Hopefully you don't need that much to live. I guess it really depends on where you live. Some places, I guess I could see you needing that much a week to live. Okay. Now, is that Washington State or Washington, D.C.? State? Oh, okay. I guess I didn't know Washington was an expensive place to live. I would have a feeling like Seattle and Portland and all those places would be expensive because they're, bigger cities, but I didn't think the state was expensive. I don't know. I guess I never looked into it. Okay, so you're from the Seattle area? I'm probably 3 hours away from any big city. So St. Louis, I think, is 5 hours. I think Kansas City. I'm not sure about that one. I think that one's 4 to 5 too. And the closest city would probably be Oklahoma City's another 4 or 5 hours. Dallas is 4 hours. Little Rock's probably the closest. That's like 3 hours away. The northern states appear to be a little richer and more expensive. Yeah, definitely have to make more to live in some of the northern states. It's gotten the same way where I live with, here too. It's everything is overpriced where I live. 61 here. I'm looking for a 61 pullback to add in. Yeah, Walmart, that's what they make everything expensive where I live because, if you're a company who sells stuff with Walmart, you have to have like some kind of headquarters here or office. So in this area, we have like the largest concentration of like management style jobs. So it's like, so they make everything so expensive here in this area. Luckily, I've been living here so long that so I moved back. I've been living in the same house since 2005. I don't really have a choice not to shop at Walmart. Like, that's the only place we got to shop at. Walmart doesn't allow really anybody else to come here. We do have a Aldi's, which I don't ever go to Aldi's, and then we have another small grocery store. So within at my house, I have 7 Walmart stores within 2 miles of my house. Every direction out of my town has a Walmart grocery store or gas station or super center. Just one super center, but we're surrounded by like their little grocery stores. Yeah, there's no way around Walmart if you know where I live. I'm used to it. I mean, like I said, I've been living in this same town since 2002, 2003. So I've been living here for a long time. But like I said, I mean they've pretty much that's in Arkansas. So like when I first moved here, it used to be affordable, but probably over the last say 5 to 8 years, it's not affordable for like any of my kids to live here. At least not here where I live. Uh, yeah, this is where Bill Clinton's from. I don't think he's from here. I don't know. I'm not sure what town he was from. Yeah, we're Shorts Beats. Like I said, I'm looking for a. I got to be careful here because this thing could go way back up. Just a. Let's see. The next add in would be 67. might not get that next ad in there. It's expensive there where you live at Minnesota. Oh, dude, any big city is going to be always crazy expensive. Well, I guess unless you don't live around what, Minneapolis? Is the whole state expensive? The Clinton traffic, a lot of cocaine's there. No, I think that's from that one movie that Tom Cruise did that they'd what is that called? American Made. The one they did back in the 70s and 80s where they ran all the cocaine through this area. That's a good movie. I like that movie. Woo, nice 61 hit, guys. I was kind of hoping we'd push back up there and get that 67, but we didn't. I've started to try to use these levels off these Rico charts in the nighttime. So this is the first time me really using these levels, but man, it just banged. I've been noticing that they've been just hitting very often, especially when we're in trends and we have not hit those. Basically what it is, I just put that level at the edge of that cloud. You can see it hit it right to the tick and bounce back down 20 points. So this is why I said I was hoping we'd get that 67. I wanted to do another add-in at 67. I was going to do it at 65. So what we'll do is if it continues lower, the next hit should be back up at that 21 EMA at 67. Let's see if we get it. Oh, you were looking for the 70 short, man. It's going to take a little bit to get up to that 70. It's a cloud indicator, but they're Rico candles, SB. It went good. I think we had a nice long there at the end. And the settings for the Rico candles, the size, I use 6416. And you can have all different sizes of Rico candles. You just have to go to configure. And I want to say it's those right there, like you go to edit, so 6416 for brick size, and you can make them all different sizes. If you go to my Discord, I have a little thing in there how to set up Rico candles if you want to use it the exact same way I do. I'm debating how far do we target down. I was going to target down to the bottom of this here. This is going to be kind of my final target down at the 90. I wasn't sure how hard it was going to be for us to get through this here. So we've already hit that once. So 41. See if we can get that 52 hit here. Where is Redwood? Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Oh, okay. You live in the city of Redwood. Okay. Oh, wait. Cannon. That's where he lived. Okay. He used to live there. I sold my 3 micros at the. Oh, did you take the short at 60 also, Nick? Oh, you shorted earlier. Okay, nice. Where's the gap fill in? $650 to $700. Whew. So the 53 pullback, I'm not sure if we get stuck at the 42 first. Let's see. That's that first little cloud service, or the cloud sitting at 42, but we've already hit it once. So a lot of times if we hit it once, the next target's going to be up at the 21 EMA. So I didn't know if we would go up to 53 here. Yeah, I've never been to any of those states like South Dakota or Minnesota. All right, so we did get through that first since we already hit the cloud service. If we get through, let's see, buy. Oh, don't make us miss it. Damn it, that's already 10 points. I might have missed it. I knew I should have front ran that damn thing. I wanted to do 50. We still may get pushed up there. Push. I mean, we're getting nice 5-point rejections, man. You can just almost scalp the crap out of this. The only thing that scares me, we've already hit this once. So if this goes through this level here, 62 will be my next add. Then from there, the next add-in will be at 76. And we may not get it here. We'll see what happens. Push. Like I said, we may not get it. I don't know. We may not get through the 50s. I'm looking for us to hit 53 here. Oh. Is it going to leave us? Dude, that is effing dirty. It came within like a tick, guys. Son of a bitch. I knew I should have front ran that to 50. What is the fee for account with Bulanox? It really depends. The upfront cost is where you are in cheap. The thing with Bulanox is they're on the back end costs. So like for 25Ks, they're 143, and for 50Ks, they're 148. The only thing that I look at whenever you pay that much for a Bulanox, so when you pay that much, you know you're getting a funded account. So like if you're using some of the other prop firms where it's more upfront costs, you're not guaranteed a funded account. To me, that's really the only difference that I see when, you know, if you're purchasing an elusive or my funded futures or take profit trader or something to that nature, you know. Yeah, and it's only Ripnik. So, you know, Quantower or Ninja Trader, you know, they don't work on Trade of 8. All right, so it looks like we're going to miss our add-in, which sucks. I was really hoping we would get the add-in there. Dude, my eyes still hurt, methodical. My eyes. My eyes. I couldn't see. It made your tater. It made your tater look so small. Oh, goodness. I can't believe you put that in the Discord. Oh, that had me rolling. Then Tom's like, dude, what? He's like, had that little dude looking up. Oh, that had me rolling. Oh, goodness. Dude, look at this. Look at this beautiful order block, Creighton. Tom and Poncho, you're posting it. Dude, I would be scared to post that in the Discord. Hopefully, Tom, I go to the beach, my stomach will be nice and flat, man. I need to still lose like another 20, 30 pounds. Oh, goodness. The CEO liked the picture. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that was pretty wild. All Buddha. Oh, my goodness. Yes, CX, we have been in a short for a little bit. No. What I mean by that, Adam, is with the Bulanox accounts, they're pretty cheap up front, like 15 or 20 bucks. Yeah, you're not guaranteed a funded account. You're just not spending a lot of upfront money. Usually if you're new to trading, I would always recommend like cheaper accounts. That way you're not spending a lot out to gate until you kind of get your strategy down, whatever you decide to trade. Once you get over that hump of like getting funded accounts, it actually becomes usually a lot easier. Oh, you're already in this trade too, brother? Nice. So like with my Bewley fundeds, I have 6 funded accounts with Bewlenox. But 3 of them are just sitting there because I got to get 3 counts over the threshold to unlock a 4th one. So I've had some in pending status for a few months now. They've just been sitting there. I'm targeting 190. I would prefer to get an add-in. We may try to add in this, like see if we can make a quick 5 points. So we're just trying to do little 5-point adds at these levels of bounce. Unfortunately, we missed our last bounce because we were trying to target the 21 EMA. So I don't know what 59 is going to be our next target since we've already hit. Or what we can do is add one in at 52, then add another one in at 59. If it gets back up there. My goal is only to make $100 in the Asia market. Let's see, what are we up now? Actually, we're up $95 at the moment, so for the night. And that's if I closed it right now. We would be up basically almost $100 for the night. Can you make your screen bigger? I can't hardly see the numbers. You might be able to see it better if you go over to the horizontal screen candle dealer. I don't know if that helps or not. I don't think I can make the numbers any bigger. That paid 5 points off that 52, didn't it? Yeah, if you go to the horizontal, you probably can see the numbers a lot better, candle dealer, unless you're just on your phone. I guess I should have took that 52 add-in. Oh, you are on the horizontal. No, we did get the 21 touch again. May not even come back up. So I guess we did get another touch off that 52. That would be your 21 EMA there. So unfortunately, we probably missed that one too for the second or third time. You did 400 bucks. Nice, man. Man, if we can ever get below all this consolidation, we're probably not coming back. So just don't really want to be above it. Dude, I can't believe this thing went up there and hit again, and we missed it. We missed it for the second time in a row. Hello. Let's see. Okay, so you're taking your trades on the ES still. Thank you for the follow, Alex. Thank you guys for the sub. I don't think I've ever looked at whatchamacallits on these the ES. Let's see what the ES looks like. There, the ES shows bullish. At least on these candles. So 70 is your next target down on the ES. For the, if you were the ES. So I think you'll probably get your 70 target, candle dealer. Interesting. Oh, you think we go back up to fill in that big fair value gap? If we do, that would pull us back up to the, what, 50 EMA on the... That's why I have that one order sitting up there at 74. Just in case it does go back up. I think we've already sold, I think 4 or 5 contracts already. We've added a time or two. Let's see. I don't know. Right now, we're just kind of consolidating. I would rather just go and sell all the way down, but make this a nice, easy day. I am targeting the next ledge down. So if you kind of look to the left, right now we're kind of banging off this consolidation here from this morning. If we get through this, it's a big gap all the way down. There's nothing really past the 20s. So if we get back through the 20s again, I think we'll make a nice run down to the next set of consolidation, which is from this morning. So, and that's all the way down at 180. So for anybody that likes to trade trend lines, this is kind of like a, so this may be the, I just don't know if this is going to be the fake out. I mean, it just looks like a big old bear flag, basically, to me. If you like to trade flags and trend lines and stuff. Yep. Bear flag. Just don't know if this is going to be the fake out one where it acts like it's going to break out, then goes back up to the top. Oh yeah, this was a nice little bear flag up here too. Same with this one. Line straight across, then nice trend. Then you had your breakout. So hopefully the trend will continue where we just continue breaking out. Dude, I cannot believe we hit the frickin' 52. The reason why I didn't put that 52 on there is because we've already hit it once. So I wasn't sure if this one would hit again. And it did. So this is why we're targeting the 59, 58 area. And this is our next target up here for the next add-in at 75. So we're just going to try to use these Rico candles to keep adding in, because it seems like once you kind of get in a nice little trend in the evening shift, it just stays that way most nights. And I would think that we might get a nice movement here at the 30-minute candle. So hopefully with the next 15-minute candle and 30-minute candle might get a nice move. I'm going to take these off just in case some kind of news pops. You never know. I'm using Bulanox. I usually use Bulanox in the evenings, just because I struggle sometimes in the Asia market. And so Bulanox is the cheapest to use for me. So I'm trading on a 25 count that costs 15 bucks. I almost had another one pass, but last week when I was out of town, I tried to DCA into a trade account and I blew it last week. So I blew an eval last week. I think we actually blew it on stream actually. Is it available in Moscow? I'm not sure. All right, you should get a bounce at 70 if you are trading the ES over here when we were looking at that 70 level. That's the first bounce on the ES. You got to have some patience to be trading the like you got to have patience just to trade this in the Asia market. The ES, man, you got to have some patience. Yeah, you just have to look up Bulanox. I'm just not sure how that works for different countries. Just not positive. Nice, candle dealer. Yeah, you've been short for a while. I think you said, would you get short up around the 70s? Yeah, you have a nice short entry. Looky here, just for you, Nick, we got the VWAP put on here. You're always bringing them to the VWAP, and I'm like, where's the VWAP at, Nick? So we made sure we put the VWAP on there for you. We had a nice VWAP trade back into, so this would have been a nice short off the VWAP earlier. So for anybody that else is using the VWAP. I'm not gonna lie, man. A lot of times I hate having like this stuff like that on my screen because I feel like it distracts me. Like I just feel like it's one more thing I got to get through. So if I know it's there, I'm like, oh, I can't take that trade. We're trading into the VWAP. So. Excuse me. I'm 10 to 15 micros, man. That's pretty wild. Oof. What size account is that on Candle Dealer that you're trading 10 to 15 micros? Come on, push. 50K. Yeah, you can really do some damage to your 50K on 15 micros. Man, that's why I try not to trade too big because, man, it just seems like whenever I up my average, it just seems like before I know it, I'm like 30, 40 points in the hole. Then I'm like, F it. I'm just going to hold it and see if I can get out of this before it blows. So that is another thing you have to consider whenever you're kind of like, following, if you're following streamers or something, is your risk management. So I try not to over leverage my accounts when I'm trading. So I can withstand a little bit more drawdown than someone that's probably in 2 or 3 minis. So, because you almost have to be perfect whenever you're trading minis. Especially if you're using small accounts. I mean, it's just 50-point drawdown, 40-point drawdown? I mean, man, that's like 800 to $1,000. And 50 points on the NQ is not very much some days. Sweet. Oh, okay. So you were living in London at one time, Canyon? Let's see here. Unfortunately, guys, it may do this for the next 25 minutes. That's the only thing about trading nighttime. Most of the time, your moves don't come until like every 15 minutes. So it could do this for the next 10 minutes or so until you get your 15-minute candle. So you definitely got to have patience to trade in the evening. If for some reason, if I can get my take profit down there, man, I feel like we have a nice spot of bouncing down here off the 80s to 70s. I might even test the waters if for some reason we get down there. Kind of like put in like 1 or 2 micros to see if we can get a nice bounce. Do we get that type of, let's see. Yeah. I was seeing if we get kind of bounces off the, yeah, we do get a bounce off the outer ring. So that would have us back up adding that 56. Then the next add-in would be at 72. You're back in short at 76. Actually, I'm gonna wait to put this target on. We got to really be careful when adding contracts like that because, you know, all it takes is like some kind of news to be released as far as the US with Iran right now, but you just never know. I didn't really see what oil was doing tonight. Anybody look at oil? Looks like oil, because oil had a little dip today. Look at this oil dip today. That was insane. Someone made a lot of money. It was just like instant. Instant millions for anybody that's trading what do you want to call it? Oil. Did a methodical put that? Methodical, did you put that picture on the X? Let's see. No, I thought I might have put it on the X. Oh, that would have been kind of funny. Yeah, we've been consolidating here for an hour now. There's really not anything to do besides sit on your hand. I mean, I would not get short or long in this area here till we kind of figure out which way we're going to go. Or if you're going to do, I mean, maybe test the waters with 1 micro, maybe add to it or something. What's up, Carlos? No, this is MNQ. So basically the MNQ, but micros of the NQ. So instead of $20 a point, these are $2 a point. Yeah, I know this has been very tough to sit through. So if my add-in gets added in, we're just going to look for like 5 to 10 points off of that. I would think it would get through the 21 this time since we've already hit it once. So now this could be, now the only thing I don't like about this, that this did not make a lower low here. I'm waiting. I haven't really got my buy order yet, so I'm just waiting to see if we get this 55 hits first. We're just going to be looking for small little profits on these add-ins. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about this is the fact that we did not break this low here. So I just don't know if this is going to be the pullback for us to continue higher here. I think 75 will be my kind of line in the sand up there at the VWAP. All right, another quick 5 points. The next one's going to be 71. No, could almost got 10 points. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was telling you a while ago, Nick. I added the VWAP in there for you. It's sitting at 79. The VWAP. The WeWAP. All right, so the 50 EMA is sitting up there at 71. And we may even do another add-in at the VWAP too and see if we can pick up another 5 or 10 points up here, see if we push up there. We'll have to see. I wish I had the boys to slap a mini on and just look for these quick 5 points with a mini. I mean, that's like $100 every 5 points. But, you know, there's going to be that time it doesn't work and just goes right through all of your levels. So, whew. All right, may get our 50 touch here. Like I said, I don't know if this is the pullback for us to basically go back up to all-time highs, guys. I mean, this is a really massive, this is a 5-minute breakout here. So the VWAP will be kind of my line in the sand. So as long as it stays under VWAP, we'll still play this, but that 75 to 78 is my line in the sand. Yeah, we've already added multiple times. We're just down to one contract left, and we're going to try to add in at 70, which is at the 50 EMA. Like I said, this could be the reversal here, guys. Because if you look at this, I mean, this is a massive 5-minute trend line build up here. And technically, this is a 5-minute breakout with a pullback. So this, the reason why I say that, because this did not make a new low. It's just kind of ugly. Doesn't look like we're going to get that 70 add in. Really need to make a new low here. And don't know if that's just going to be a trend line retest on the 5 minutes. We need the ES to go down there and retest that 75.70. You're in long? Where are you long from, Nick? I'm not really sure at the moment. I mean, this price action has been super tough, guys. We're just kind of trading sideways, so it's kind of really hard to kind of read. But it does look like a 5-minute trend line breakout, and we would almost need to make new lows to continue down. I'm probably going to remove this add-on since we didn't touch it. What did we come within? We missed about just a few points. What did that get to? 63? Say, Nick, where did you grab your long at? Somebody was looking at 40 a while ago. I'm not sure if they got in at 40 or what. I'm still not convinced if we're moving down yet, though, Nick. Oh, we still got about 9 minutes to the top of the hour. So maybe at the top of the hour, we'll get a little move here. We don't know which way. You're thinking we tank down, Candle? I'm not even sure, man. We have not yet to get through the 30s to 20s, man. We've been stuck here forever. We've been stuck here for almost a whole hour. And the fact that we're not making any lower lows, so this is, that's why I'm not convinced of our us moving down, because we have yet to break this. In this last swing, we didn't make a new low either. So, and this looks like it's kind of bouncing off that 5-minute trend line. So I don't know. This is some pretty ugly price action here. You made 96 on the down there. Nice. I didn't get my add in because I'm only adding in at certain levels. I'm not going to add in unless I have to. Excuse me. Oh, man. You got so lucky. Did you get out? Nice. Man, did someone put the automatic heart thing on there for them likes? Nice. Save your thumbs or your mouse. Get the Bluetooth heart smasher. Oh, you say you didn't expect us to touch that trend line? Yeah, I know, man. It's riding that trend line at the moment. What's up, man? It says, are you late with the IBOV? I'm not sure what the BOV is. Oh, Brazilian. Oh, okay. You're back in short. Nice. Dude, 79 is your level, Candle Dealer. Look, 79. Yeah, if you're going to try a short, look for it off 79 if you can. Unless we break 79, then that's when I'd get a little worried. Look how many times we've hit this 79 level. $79. Yeah, man, if you're trading the ES Candle Dealer, go over there and get Adam Manzini's levels. And that way, all you gotta do is install them, download the indicator on Ninja, and it automatically does it for you. Look, all the levels. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get that 70 touch by now. Let's see. I don't know if I want to hold this at the top of the hour. I just don't want to end up in a trade where it just goes skyrocketing to the top side. Oh, you got, okay, you use your own levels. Okay. No, we only do futures. That way I don't have to go out and find stuff to trade. So it's just easier. Yes, the stock market is closed, but this is futures market, and futures market's open 23 hours a day. I like trading the same thing over and over every day. This way, I just get used to the movement on this. So this is just the same thing that I trade every single day. So, oh goodness. Man, I don't even know if I want to hold this into the top of the hour. I think it's kind of scary to hold this into the top of the hour. Okay, so you do trade options and it takes a time to scout stocks. Yeah, that's the only downfall of like doing the stock thing like you're talking about, finding stocks to trade every day. But I guess some people do trade the same stocks, but I just do futures. That way I don't have to search, and I just get used to the same movement every day. You just recognize the same patterns over and over every day. I'm usually not really surprised by very much with the NQ. Uh, we got a minute 30 seconds left for the top of the hour, and a lot of times in the overnight session in the Asia market, you'll get little movements here at the top of the hour. How can you have access to the futures market? Uh, you can either go through prop firms or use your own money, and you can do that either on Tradeovate, Ninja Trader, Wealth Charts, Quantower. You just set you an account up with one of those brokers. Well, I don't know about brokers, but yeah, brokers. Ninja Tradeovate's also a broker if you want to use your own money. But if you don't want to use real money, you can kind of go with the prop firm. All right, we're going to keep our hand on the close button right here, guys, in case this thing just starts going to the moon. Because we're at the top of the hour. All right, here comes our new hourly candle, new 4-hour candle. To me, it looks like this thing's going up. So the VWAP will be my line in the sand if we do move up. But I don't know. Nick, we're using Ninja Trader. Usually if you trade Ninja Trader, the charts usually, let's see, let's see. Where is charts? Oh, never mind. It's going to make them look like my normal charts. Usually they're bright white. I don't know if anybody's ever anybody trade off the white charts, man, but those things are bright. I had to look at those things. It'd be tough. Let's see. Oh, I'm so blind. I don't know how you can. There's no way I can stare at these fucking bright ass charts all day. Oh goodness. That is brutal. That is so brutal. Oh my goodness. I don't know. It's just Nasdaq is just what we've been trading the longest. Man, my eyes still hurt from looking at that. Oh goodness. That is, I know, so bright. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, see if we can get a 70 retest up there, Trevor. What's up, trading? I've tried gold a little bit, but I've never really continued the gold trading. Just like my soul. Oh goodness. Yeah, I like that I can specialize make the ninja charts kind of look like your own. My eyes are still kind of hurt from that turning that on. For some reason on my laptop, I can't figure out how to get this back dark. So I've tried a few times because I remember last week when I was trading, this part was darked out, but I couldn't figure out how to get this part darked out. I can't remember. Yeah, I just haven't continued the gold. Let's see. We can look at gold. Well, I said we could. I guess I don't see it on here. What is gold? Is it MG? There it is. Micros gold. Oh, we do have a nice little gold setup right there. So usually with the gold, we just buy ledges. So So if I was buying this gold, I would have a buy sitting here at 45.32, and just looking for 5-point trades. But I think it's already after the time, because I don't think you usually do it after the 10 o'clock hour. My take profit on that other account that we're trading is all the way down at 190. But I'm not for sure if we're going down yet. Just because we've been stuck in this range forever. Ooh. Ooh, thank you guys for all the likes. Someone's got them a little clicker there. Smashes all the like buttons. Sweet. I got one too. I don't ever use it. Does the likes for you. You can go to someone's stream, turn that on, it'll give like give you like a 10,000 likes. What's up, Wes? How are you doing? Oh goodness. Either that or somebody's over here with like super thumbs. So the VWAP will be kind of the line in the sand for me, guys. Yeah, it hits like 2 times the like button. Oh no, I just realized we broke through that 79 level. No. Maybe it'll be like a fake breakout where it pushes above 79 and comes back down. I didn't read yeah, I missed that freaking spike. Unfortunately, I did get some of my profit back on there because I was shorting at that time of the morning, but I got stopped out before it hit. So the pearly gates. my eyes still feel that from turning that on that turning that thing on like bright white like that. Woof. I mean, if I just popped in, look for a quick trade and be done, but man, I can't imagine staring at that thing for hours upon hours every day. And I stare at these charts for at least, I don't know what. I usually start looking at these charts at like 6, 7 o'clock my time in the morning. And then most of the time we're streaming from 8 o'clock till 11:30 at least. I think if we lose to 79, we could have like a fail breakdown of that 79. But right now it's kind of finding support. I can try the gold trade if you want. It don't matter to me. But I think it's, let's see, I think it's after hours already. Okay, let me watch this case all right, so it looks like we're gonna get tagged into this add-in here. We maybe just be risking our profits that we made throughout the night. Ooh, that's kind of twitchy. Don't know if we get back down to that 56 or not here. No. These are just shorting EMAs off Rico candles. May not get to 56. Maybe. Let's see. Let me see where that one level is. Man, it's right there at 56. We're on the 5-minute time frame. Next push up would be your VWAP at 75. Then past the VWAP, you're looking at a push up all the way up to 300. So VWAP's going to be your next target up there. I just don't know if we get back down to 56 or not. Is that right? Yeah, 5 points. Oh. It should give us a better average if we hit that 56. It should bring us up a little bit. But we're right there at that 56 level on the Rico candles. All right, so that brought us up to 68. No, these are $2 a point, West, on the MNQ. Tick wise, there would be 50 cents a tick, $2 a point. Yeah. So another nice add-in. Like I said, might have to start using this. This is the first time we've really ever used these freaking Rico levels, but man, they've been paid every single time. The Ricos. Man, that was like the second add-in on those. So if we get another VWAP push, we will do a trade at the VWAP. Through the VWAP, you're looking for a move all the way back up to 303, which, like I said, VWAP is my line in the sand. Past the VWAP, we will close the trade. And that's sitting at 275. Uh, 2.5 to 3 years, Trevor. Make sure I'm watching. I got to make sure that my TikTok doesn't get closed. For some reason, every night I don't pay attention to the TikTok charts, and they always close it. Did we lose that 79 level? Sorry. Well, sorry, I was looking for the ES charts. I didn't leave that gold trade on, did I? No. I was like, did I leave that gold trade on? I don't know where my charts went. No, we're not on a call. Is that as far as options go, right? HM. Strictly based off these Rico candles that we're watching to the left of us. That is it. So, see and just using the clouds. I've never done this as far as this goes. This is I've been watching it, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it and see how well it works. So far, every single one has paid at least 5 or 10 points. So I'll just keep doing it over and over till it fails. So we took the 9 EMA bounce tonight, or the 21 EMA bounce on each of the cloud levels. That was your 50 EMA bounce at the 70s. And that was almost a 20-point move back to the downside. But you just can't go in over leverage. That is really the key whenever you're doing these level trading. You got to think, man, I'm only going in a few micros. But I mean, it's a lot more stress if you're going in with a you know, mini. There's no stress over here. You like the vertical screens better? I don't know if we're going to be able to make it to our target before we get off our stream, though, because that thing's way down at the 190s. And since we got a better entry, we will go to 98. Or maybe even 08. You're ready for it to flush? It may. Is it too late to end the NQ? I'm not sure what you mean by is it too late. As far as we moving down, I'm not sure. The only reason why I say that is because we're making lower highs. We have yet to make a new short, like a new low. So, you know, if you go back and look at each of these swings, we keep making swings. So there's the first one, here's the second one, here's the third one, here's the fourth one. And so until this thing can start making lower lows, I'm not really sure if we even move back down. So I'd be very iffy about shorting. The safer short would be for us to make a new low and wait for a pullback. So it'd be kind of iffy to short here. I'm not saying it won't go down. It's just, you know, end of the day, I don't know. Just because we're making lower highs, we're just not making any lows. If I look at the 20 second chart, candle dealer, I don't even know if my eyes could keep up the 20-second chart. So we definitely need to break the 40s here. Come on, push it. I'd be kind of nervous also trading minis because I don't trade minis. I trade micros. So I know minis would get myself in trouble whenever I used to trade minis. We need that red rocket candle down there. Candle dealer is a badass name. What's up, Lance? Maybe is this thing finally going to break a ledge? Uh-oh, didn't quite make it down there. Oh, nice. Thank you. Uh-oh, SD, it didn't make a new low. Come on. We would have to get through the 40s. I think if we can break the 40s, we may get a push. If you're going to start learning, the best way to do it, man, is just to try to do it as cheap as possible. So buy like either a cheap eval or put a little money in an account and try to trade on sim accounts. because usually that's usually what deters most people away from anything that you do in life, is if it starts costing a lot of money. I mean, you're definitely going to spend money, at the end of the day. This is not I want to say cheap thing to get into, but it's definitely a process. No, we don't usually use, I don't think I really use anybody's, like, as far as strategy goes, because mostly everything I trade off of is like support and resistance, and all 5 minute structure, and off higher time frames. So I like, in the morning time, I like to trade off the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 15 minute charts. So I don't really trade at like no kind of particular strategy. Nice. We just broke that 40, so hopefully we get a push now. Oh, the cult following. I don't really care what, people trade. I just figure whatever works for them. I don't think any strategy is a bad strategy. I think most of us fail as traders because of our either risk management or our emotions. That's usually what gets most of us. Either over trading, over leveraging, revenge trading. I feel like that stuff hurts you more than whatever strategy you decide to trade. What are you doing over there, Nick? Man, you were already up $300, man. Put that baby away. Most streamers that do that, Lance, is usually just looking to get followers based off the ICT stuff. The only thing that I've ever used as far as like ICT strategy goes is I used to do the one that Methodical Man used to do, which was through the failed inversion gap trades. Just failed inversion gaps, I guess. But hell, that's been a while back. It's nothing that I really would do on stream a lot. It's just something that I would pretty much just, if Methodical was taking it, I would probably take it with him. Man, what a roadblock down at the 25s. I like trading off of whole numbers also. So a lot of times I'll trade in between whole numbers. Just from watching the NQ so much, the NQ always respects whole numbers on the very first push. So if you're moving up from, let's just say you got to the 50 level, more likely it's coming back down to the 25. And then I would trade in between whole numbers a lot of times. So I would get long at 30, look for 10 points, then look for next target up at 75. Because I know once it hits that 75, it's more likely coming back down into the 60s. And then that second push through the 75, you can look through long. Then you know it's going to get stuck at the 90 level. Then it's going to come back down also, the same as it hits the whole number. I don't know if you guys ever notice, anytime we hit whole numbers, it always rejects. Almost every single time. We've been in a short all night long. We haven't been entering trades. We've been in this same short since my time. I've been in this short since 7:45. So I've been in this same trade for an hour and 45 minutes. So that's why you're not seeing me really hit the button, because we've been in this same trade for an hour and 45 minutes. What we've been doing is just adding. We've been adding to our so like a while ago we added in at 68, took another 5 points off, then so we got a better average. And I will add again if for some reason we push back up there to 75. But I'm hoping that this is just a 50% pullback. So this is where you kind of want to see us hit the 50. And that'd be the 50% right there back to the 50. So that's the area you kind of want to see hold up here. We'll just mark that out so we don't have to leave on this fib. Another big wick. I'm only, what, 20 points away from my take profit. I'm targeting 2008 or 208. But I think that if we could continue pushing, I was hoping that we would get a push down to the 80s down here. But I don't think I'm a target there. That is just going to take forever to get down there. Like I said, you wouldn't mind seeing a 50% pullback to the 50 here. Dude, this has been some very tough consolidation, man. I mean, let me tell you what's going to make the market suck tomorrow. If we consolidate between two spots, you got this consolidation along with another consolidation. That usually makes the market suck during the New York session. And that is a lot of consolidation. So like I said, overnight, let's just say we move back down here and we just start consolidating here. And then time New York comes around, you're just stuck in between these two support and resistance. So usually makes for a crappy day. All right, we hit that 50% as you can see. So let's just see if that's going to hold. That's also at the 50% of the current 4-hour candle, also at the 49. You kind of want to see this area hold if we're going to continue down. So that's what this purple box right now that's kind of lining out. This is the beginning of a new 4-hour candle. So it's just something that we use during the AM session. So if you go to the AM charts, so this would be this is the current 4-hour candle that we're working on now, but this was from last night. And this would be your 4-hour candle right before the market opens. And then you're kind of working on. And so this is one thing I've also noticed is if we run that 4-hour low before the market opens, or even the high, most of the time we're going in that direction to the upside. Because this morning I kept thinking we were going to run these lows, but we never got down there. I don't know if you can see that a little better. It makes it seem like it's so far apart. Yeah, our short entry is from 268. So our first entry was actually at 250, but we have added multiple contracts and it's moving our average up higher every time. So we've actually got a 20-point better entry from adding But I'm not sure how many more push ups we're going to get without us moving back up to, say, the 300s here. You know, if we're going to continue higher. What you would like to see is us to create a little order block here with this little gap here, and most of the time that very next candle you'll get the little blast down. It would look something, let's see if we can find one. I don't know if we can. No. I mean, I guess you can kind of say this was one from this morning. The order blocks are usually the best. They're pretty good on the 5 minutes. The push up. Well, we did pull back 50% of this leg. That was the leg at the 50. Where's your short entry from, SB? Are you still short from 76? Oh, you closed off half? I don't know. Rico candles kind of show that we want to move back up, but it's still not bullish yet. See, we're just kind of still. These were the last levels that we hit up here on the Rico candles. We just need to stay below 50 here, and it should get another push down. But once we start losing that 50 level, more likely you're going to get a push back up to 75 or even the 300s. So if we start losing that 50 level. Okay, 64 is not bad. They're just delaying it. It may not happen in our time, so it may happen during the London session. Dude, you know what the Asia market is, man. This thing can sit here and just chop. It is the end of the month, so I'm hoping tomorrow's some like good price action where they just pump the crap out of the market. Oh, did Candle get off? Did I miss their message? Good night, Candle. Sorry, man, I didn't see your message there. Oh, do I play a lot of reversals? Only in the nighttime, the Asia market. Because to me, trading the Asia market is so much different than trading New York session. It's completely different. Yeah, we've been in a trade for almost the last hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. This same trade. So, like I'm saying, 75 is my line in the sand. As soon as we start losing that 75 up there, we will close our trade. Oh. Oh. During the New York session, we use a lot more just higher time frames, taking our entries on the 5 minutes. So like most of my breakouts in the morning are usually around the 9 o'clock to 9:15 15-minute candle. And pivots. The pivots had a nice trade today too. Where was that pivot trade at? Man, I can't remember where it was. Was it here? I think it was. It was somewhere in here. It was at 92. Oh, it's this one. So yeah, the pivot was there at the 92 here. 93. So I like to trade off pivots also. Trust me, dude, I still will find times where I struggle in the Asia market. Asia market can be very tough to trade some nights. Where I struggle with Asia market is just trying to get the range down, which way we're going. That's usually very tough to me in the Asia market. And you can't go to break even too quick, man, because you would just get stopped out nonstop trying to go to break even. You definitely. The only good thing about Asia market is sometimes you can DCA back into the trades because it's constantly, moving up, pulling back, moving up, pulling back. I actually will blow my accounts more in the Asia market than I will in the New York session. Yeah, I'm not going to be sold on the uptrend unless we break the VWAP. We pretty much just been scalping pretty much most of the night. So every add-in, we're just looking for 5 or 10 points. Yeah, right now our short is from 268. But like I said, this short started out at 250 and we've added in multiple times. Dude, most of us are probably spending 2+ years. That's why I always try to recommend to spend as little as money as possible when you start out, because it's very easy to get frustrated when you start spending a lot of money. The one thing that's helped me the most, Lance, especially with my funded accounts, is once I take a loss, just put the account away. That has probably been the biggest thing. The last funded account that I've blown was probably my Lucif account back in March. And that's from not putting my account away after we take a loss. Asia market is just more or less just either pullbacks or off of like some kind of support. Whew. Yeah, there's no way I could probably do that, SB. That's a lot. That'd make me want to quit if I spent that kind of money. Ooh-wee. That's why usually if you're new, I always like, man, just go get you a Bulanox account or something that costs like $15, $20, and just trade a sim account if you're just starting out. Oh yeah, 150Ks? Oh goodness. Like I've been trading the same funded accounts probably since November of last year. So we've been trading the same funded accounts for the last 7 months. And we're just now just working on our third payout with those accounts. And those are the ones where I show you usually like how many losses that I had. That the one, like I said, the one thing that helps me is to put the account away after you take a loss. Like that's usually the hardest part. That's why it's important sometimes to have multiple accounts. So then you can kind of just go back and look at, see how many losses you have. So where it shows all my losses, this is what I mean. Like if you take a loss, man, just put your account away. That is what's helped me the most, probably, to stay consistent with my funded accounts. Like I said, this April, May has probably been my worst, probably trading, where I've talked about struggling. So the April was tough. So we had 1, 2, 3. So we had 4 losses on our funded accounts in April. Where if you go back to March, I only really had 2. February, I only had 1. December, I only had 2. Well, I guess I got these since December 4th. So right at 6 months. Half a dozen evals. Yeah, we're still holding at 50%, SD. We just need to hold the 250. To me, I think that's pretty good, Lance, if you only been doing this for 9 months. Yeah, just don't be discouraged about, like, you know, I know y'all probably see like one thing that you don't see a lot with some of the other online streamers, like you don't a lot of times you won't see how many accounts that they're buying. You know, it's kind of like the way Nick talks about where, you know, he spent a lot of money on evals, but he was also making money. But then there's those months where, you know, you don't make money and you still spend a lot of money on your accounts. That's usually where it hurts you, or, you know, it sucks. Okay, see, Nick said he stopped doing that. Yeah. That will put a hurting on you. You buy a crap load of accounts, and it's all good and fine and dandy if you're making money off of those where you're just cycling through your prop firm accounts, but man, it was all good till the party got stopped. Oh goodness. I'd imagine it's pretty tough too if you're, you know, strictly trying to make a living off, you know, just making money trading. That is definitely very, very tough to do. Unless you just have a lot of money saved up and don't have to worry about bills for a year or two. Yeah, I remember you said your truck broke down. I've never done the crypto. I bought crypto like here and there. Uh, I did lose out on the XRP boom when it first got released. I was kind of annoyed, dude. I bought 1,000 XRP at 50 cents a piece for 500 bucks. And that shit went up to almost $4, man. I was like, no, man, we could have cashed in on a little XRP, but I didn't hold it. I needed some extra money for something. I can't even remember what now, but I lost out on a few $1,000s. I've recently started trying to, buy back into crypto, but I don't ever sell it and buy it a lot. I just buy it and hold it most part, unless for some reason I need money for something. And I was like, oh, I'll just sell the crypto. What sucks is, oh, you have some shares of the XRP too. I know, but man, I bought it at 50 cents too. That's what I was annoyed about. I bought it at 50 cents and I got rid of it before it went up to the $4 or almost $4. Right now, my average buy right now with the XRP is probably around $1.38. You're 120K in profit? Hell yeah. That is awesome. So, yeah, no kidding. I'm definitely not one of the lucky people. It would be nice, Lance, to get one of those like crazy meme coins and just end up a millionaire overnight. What is the XLM coin? Is that like one of the meme coins or something? At 8 cents and sold at 63? You sold your XRP at the top at the 12? Oh, dude, you bought it for 12 cents? Wow, that's pretty awesome. Heck yeah. You're out of the XRP. Dude, I got told about Bitcoin early, like, man, not when it was like cheap, but down in the like, $2,000 or $3,000, but I never really did buy any because I didn't really know much about it back then. He bought 500 Bitcoin at $9 in 2012. Oh, that's pretty wild. Maybe. It's probably only going to go up down the road. Who knows where it's going to be at in 10, 15 years. Oh, you don't. I've never done the oil and I've never done the options. Well, I've done the call options before where I sold calls for the fee, to make money off the fees. I think I made like three, four, $500 somewhere in that range just from selling calls. And I want to say the whole time I did it, I only lost my shares one time. So my shares only got called once. Yeah, no kidding. No, we're still not making freaking lower lows, man. This like, ugh. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. I mean, it's already freaking 11 o'clock to this '08 down here, guys. Now, are you talking about real gold and silver, or are you talking about just stocks and futures with the gold and silver, Wes? Now, the one thing that I did see with that silver thing that what happened recently when silver was out of hand up to like $120, no one can sell it because it was so overpriced. And the mints and the pawn shops and stuff, there, oh yeah, if it say no one was buying that on hand stuff, man, they were scared to touch it because they didn't know what, like as it did, how it came back down. What is silver at now? I haven't looked at silver in a while. I know it did get up to like $120. I feel like they've done so much rug pull this year. If you kind of go back and look at all of our big things, so like Bitcoin, it got rug pulled 50%. Gold got pulled at least 30 to 40%. Silver got pulled almost 40 to 50%. So there's a lot of like future stuff, man. It just got yanked this year if you bought at the top. It's like they just run it up to bring it back down. Especially if you're someone who's buying and holding. Where's silver at now? I haven't looked at silver prices in forever. I haven't even looked at gold prices. Where's gold? Oh man, you would have got. Let's see. What do we? No, you would have got smashed. Nope, nope. You would have got your gold win here if I'd have stuck that gold trade on. So you'd have been long from 31. Yeah, 31. You would have had what, about 3 points in drawdown, and you're just looking for 5 points. So you would have easily got your 5 points. Dude, that's all you have to do in gold. This usually wins pretty good. I have like 10 or 11 coins of those silver eagle coins. Did you start the stream using a plugin for vertical and horizontal stream, or did YouTube give you the ability to stream on both? No trade clubs. What we do is I'm trading on two different things. So my horizontal is done through Streamlabs and the vertical is done through OBS. I could do both through Streamlabs but I find it easier just to do it in two different ones. So let's see. And then what I do is I use a NVIDIA broadcast and I just window capture the camera. Then we're also on TikTok and the X also. So we're streaming like 4 different places. So horizontal YouTube, vertical TikTok, and horizontal X. But I've recently started paying for Streamlabs Plus so that you can stream to multiple places if you want. So this is kind of what it looks like on Streamlabs. So you just kind of place all your stuff. Or then you can change your scenes through here. So like ending, starting, intermission, whatever how you want to set it up. Then OBS looks kind of like this for anybody that uses OBS. Then Tick or X, so you don't really do much with X, it automatically just goes over there. Then this would be TikTok Studios here. But you can go through Streamlabs and pay like $20 or $25, and you can stream everything from Streamlabs. Like, especially if, like, let's just say your computer's not fast enough, you can just pay $25 a month and Streamlabs will stream everything for you. You just got to have the one stream set up, and they dispute it to everywhere it needs to go, wherever you set it up to go. So if I didn't want to use OBS, I would just set up a new vertical screen with the Streamlabs. Yeah, it's been a crazy amount of consolidation tonight, guys. Let's see. Ooh. Like I said, I don't know if we'll be able to stay here long enough for us to get that push down to 2008 or even a add-in up at 75. Yeah, because you got to think, man, I will be back up probably in like 5 or 6 more hours. What's up, MKC? How are you doing tonight? We're stuck between a 2-hourly gap. There, we've been just stuck in straight consolidation tonight. I mean, there's been scalping moves if you're not really looking for that big of a moves. If you're just looking for like 5, 10, 15 points, you easily could have got that tonight. Like, there's been so many opportunities for, if you can play the range. So if you're good at range, which is something that I've been kind of practicing since I've been having to trade during the lunch hour during the day, just mark out your range, man, and just go long and short at the top of your range. So right now our range is about 30 points, between the 60 and the 30. So if you're good at range, which I'm not, I've just recently started messing with the range, because whenever I trade on the My Funded Futures during the lunch hour, we're always chopping sideways. Yeah, dude. What's up, Fish Lips? Yeah, I've always struggled with range. That has always been a lot of times I just stay away from it. But since I'm on My Funded Futures during the lunch hour, and most of the price action during that time is range. Almost every time. So, how have you been, Fish Lips? You still working at the office quite a bit lately? Or you been watching a lot of the NBA playoffs? Or do you just watch your nephew's team? Or do you watch all NBA? Yeah. From 11:30 to 12:30 every day, Lance. Oh, you guys were watching the playoffs? Okay. Nice. Man, I used to watch like a lot of football sports. I used to love college football, but college football has turned into the NFL. So I've kind of been just kind of turned off from the college football the last year or two. you don't really get to follow like too many of the freshmen who come in. Most time they only stay there for a year or two and move on to different teams. Too much. It's like a bunch of free agency now in college football. Yes. Yeah, because you wherever you can stream from, it doesn't work. So last week I was at my sister's house because I was visiting family, and me and the wife go to Georgia every year for Memorial Day weekend, and I only got to do it for an hour. Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. Definitely no complaints. And plus, I do it with the Methodical Man. So it makes it pretty easy, especially doing it with Methodical Man, because I talk to Methodical Man all the time anyway. So just whenever I stream with him, it's just no different than me talking on the phone with him. Except for I can see his face. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. He's probably the only person I talk on the phone. I'm not gonna lie. What is it? I probably at least talk to a Methodical Man on the phone probably at least 3 times a day, every day. 3 times in a day. In the morning, after the My Fun and Future streams most times, then in the evening. So, oh goodness. It's always trading stuff to talk about. Basically, no, I probably talk to Methodical more on the phone than I do the wife on the phone. I don't know. Did a Methodical Man put that one picture of himself he took himself on the beach today in his Discord? Let me see if he did. I don't think he did. Oh, he did. Oh, so nasty. Oh, goodness. Did you look in his Discord, Fish Lips? Oh. he sent me that picture. I was like, dude, can you still see your wiener? Oh, oh, the fat bastard. Oh, that is so good. That is perfect, man. Oh, goodness. Yeah, he did, Nick. Was that already in there? Maybe I just noticed the fat bastard. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, goodness. It's a vicious circle. Yeah, we've been working on trying to lose the weight, man. We need to get down to like 190 or 200. So I think I'm at around 220 at the moment. So I was up to like 258. So we've already lost what, almost 40 pounds. So it's getting there. I'd be in the same type of picture Methodical is over there. Can't see your wiener. Oh, goodness. Guys, I don't think we're going to be able to make it to that 08 before we have to get off here. Because there's just no way I can stay on here another hour. Like I said, I usually get back up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So that's only about 6 hours away. Ooh. Yeah, we'll have to tell Methodical he has to lose some LBs before he goes back to the beach. Because he usually goes to Orange Beach with us every year. That's probably about the only beach I ever go to is Orange Beach. He's at Myrtle Beach at the moment. I think North Myrtle Beach. All right, guys. Like I said, my line in the sand is going to be the VWAP up here. What's up, Drunk Trader? How are you doing tonight? Mip needs a girdle. Yeah, gotta squeeze it in. I started trading and stopped sleeping. I crashed out on the weekends. Man. No, I have to get at least a few hours of sleep. At least tomorrow night I can sleep. I don't have anything to do tomorrow night. So the wife usually goes to bed early because she works Saturday mornings. So I don't usually have anything to do on Friday nights. Besides, like, try to find... Lately, I think I've started watching that series, rewatching the series The Boys, because I figure it's already coming to an end, so I figured I'd watch the 5 seasons, so... All right, we're almost in our tag in at the VWAP, guys. Like I said, the VWAP is our line in the sand. If we break above the VWAP, we'll just close our trade. Oh man, if you're working from home, dude, Lance, dude, you could be on the charts a lot. Trust me, I probably spend at least 8 hours a day in front of charts some days. Because a lot of times after my wife goes to work at around 5 o'clock, around 6 o'clock in the morning, most of the time I'm already like staring at charts. I may not take any trades, but most of the time I'm staring at them. And then I'm always staring at them until at least 11:30. Then I try to take a break between the 12 o'clock till, I come back and do the Asia session at nighttime. Usually I only try to stay on the stream like 2 hours. And get off. So I'm like kind of way over farther than I really want to be. Yeah, you definitely, after watching charts that much, you definitely, especially if you like patterns, like you just start recognizing the same patterns over and over when it comes to the futures. That's why a lot of times, like, people will, like, even when they ask like what strategy you trade, it's really even hard to say, because it's almost like you really couldn't even trade that way unless you just put so much time into just watching the NQ do the same thing over and over and over. I do the MNQ. We don't usually do the NQ because minis are a little too pricey for the 25Ks or 50Ks that I'm trading. I know if I traded minis, I would probably wreck my accounts a lot more, because I feel like you almost have to be perfect with the minis. where, you know, micros, it has a little bit of lee room if you make a mistake or you jump in too early or whatever happens with the micros. I want to get better where I can add into trades more, where we can just add to our positions, but I guess that's been kind of a work in progress lately. So like tonight, what we did is my actual short started off at 250, and every time we pull back, we added in. So we brought our average up 20 points since we eventually, when we first started out with this trade. But, you know, we don't always get this type of price action in the Asia market. So this has been pretty wild, the consolidation that we've had since 8 o'clock. So 2 hours of just straight consolidation. I'm going to give us another 10 points and see if we get like a little VWAP bounce. Then that's probably going to be it for me, guys. Asia market, man, it could sit here all the way until London opens before we even move. So that's the only thing that's kind of crappy about Asia market, man. You can just sit here for hours and hours and move like 10, 15 points. I want to say whenever I first started streaming, I still would work overnight sometimes. And dude, I used to fall asleep sometimes in front of charts. Oh, you're out? Nice, Nick. Yeah, we'll give it a few more minutes. What time is it? Like I said, man, it's shit. It's almost like it's almost 10:30 my time. So we've been on here for almost 3 hours. I didn't mind staying a little longer since I don't have to do anything to tomorrow night. What's up, Robbie? How are you doing tonight? Ugh. All right. All right, guys. Like I said, we'll give it about 5 more minutes. If we're not moving, we'll just walk away and just come back in the morning. We'll just end up closing our entry. Mm. Ah. Could hold new 5 minute look strong. To me, it looks like we're trying to push up. I mean, like I said, we've just been making lower highs. So far, we've had what, 4 swings? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 swings. No. Yep. Buy. We're going to be looking for a 5 to 10 point bounce off the VWAP here. Come on. Was that 71? Come on. No, we've been holding this short probably since 8:30 tonight. Yeah, we've been in this forever. This is just what's left over from a runner, Hector. We've been just scalping out of it. So anytime we've had pullbacks since we've been stuck in a range, we've just been looking for 5 or 10 points on each contract. So if I get tagged in up here at the 70, we're just going to look for another 5 or 10 points. Unless we lose the 70. Dude, it's only like 8 points away, but it seems so far. Push. Oh, there she goes. Oh. Man, if this thing gets through the VWAP, we're probably going back up to the 30,300s. There should be a lot of bounces in this area, though. If you like to scalp. Oh, come on. Dude, Nick, I thought that was going to be the one. All right, guys, we'll give it another 5 minutes to get touched. If it doesn't get up there on this next candle or so, we're just going to call it a night. Almost covered at 65. Is still alive in the short. Oh, shoot. What, maybe a pullback down to 52, 51 here? Very annoying day to trade. The morning time wasn't, well, the morning time was okay until we had the war news that came out, or, you know, for the 30th time. We've been getting a lot of that the last few weeks, where we're just constantly just getting like some kind of oil and war news, and so it's been making the market just go crazy. I'm hoping once we hit that VWAP, Nick, that we'll get this another 15 or 20 point break. The only thing that worries me here, if we break out of this consolidation and just go straight up. Yeah, they won the war like 50 times. So true. Every day, man. Oh shoot, that's unfortunately I don't usually follow it. I'm just happen to be trading, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, we get like a 100-point candle. Yeah, it's been just crazy volatility lately. Oh, excuse me. Dude, this thing is just not going to make it. We got 3 minutes left. Come on, push. I honestly don't really think much about him. I always try to make sure I have my stop loss. I think I've only been wrecked maybe once with the random news plays. And I still had a stop loss in. The only thing is that it had slippage on the fill because of it wicking through it. So I don't mind the volatility. I mean, it does suck sometimes when you're in a trade and you get those like just crazy whips. The only time I really mind is when I'm in my funded trades, but evals I'm okay with. Yeah, the wrong side. You gotta have that Trump stop in there, man. That's usually what we're most of the day was like. Gotta have your Trump stop in. Oh, I can imagine some folks getting burnt with no stop losses, and they're just because you can do this without having stop losses and take profits by just buying and selling. But man, if you get one of those crazy volatility candles, they would just wreck you. All right, this is the bottom of the hour. Come on, push up. Like I said, guys, I don't know if we're going to be able to hold this long enough to move up there to the VWAP. What I was going to do is see if we would get tagged in at the VWAP and just look for 5 or 10 points and just get out of the trade. But thank you guys for hanging out and watching tonight. Be careful if you're going to trade the rest of the night. Man, it could just be consolidation all the way up to a London session tonight. Yeah, thank you, Lance. Have a great evening if you're going to continue trading. I think we're just going to end up closing this for 10, 15 points here on the runner. So, I don't know. Does this thing just sell down? As soon as I close my charts, it'll just probably dump. But it's still in this range. Here's the new range here. So basically, you just play the range until it just doesn't work no more. We'll be back in the morning at 9 o'clock. That's why I have to get off, man. I have to go sleep some. Then we'll be back in the morning. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the morning. I gotta find my things real quick. Here they are. Everyone have a great evening. Thank you. Be careful if you're going to continue trading tonight.